going his homegoing ceremony, and it's very different when it comes to uh, funerals and having to send our grandparents and our parents and our family members and friends off without the proper ceremonies and rituals. All those people that have lost loved ones during this pandemic, whether it was from the pandemic, COVID-19, or something associated with, or whatever. Nonetheless, we had to have these very strange kind of funerals. So I'm faced with that now because of the passing of my brother. So so a lot of times when we discuss these things and we have discussions about them and we kind of give information to other people, we never, we don't know whether or not it's going to circle back around. So I'm not going to be on here long because I have to prepare for the interview that I have with Brother Rich. But I do want to ask the family to do something with me. All right. So can you just raise your hand if you hearing what I'm saying right now? So I'll know that you're out there and you're just not on to be on and you washing dishes or doing whatever, not really paying attention. Professor Griff just becomes the background to whatever you're doing in your house. Tony Allen, peace of God. How you feel? And Wade, give thanks. Really appreciate you. Okay, so we do have some people that are listening. What should be the proper way? And I know different religions and different customs and different tribes do it different, but not having access to your family member's body, not having access to those individuals that have passed on, not having access to them simply because of restriction. How do you send your family members off? When I first found out that my brother had passed away, me and my wife lit a candle and we put a picture up on the ancestor altar. Of course, there's different altars in the house, but he went up on the ancestor altar. My mom is there, her mom is there, my sister's there, my brother's there. So we decided to light the candle for 7 days and keep it lit. Stop by the altar every day. Offer something that my brother would have liked. All right. And going through that particular ritual, then getting the news that the funeral is going to happen in another state. They're only allowing certain people and this kind of thing in. And so how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Tonight's brief talk, I'm only going to be on here for a few minutes. Tonight's brief talk was, how do we keep it real, or are we just keeping it real? And one real is REAL, and the other real is REEL. This concept and this question was given to us by Black Dot, the author of the book Hip Hop Decoded. All right. Thank you, Nathan Howard. Really appreciate that. We celebrate death and honor of our loved ones in Louisiana with second lines. Okay, Quan. Give me the concept of the second line. What happened to the first line? What happened with the third line? But that would be beautiful if we did a second line live with the family members. What I don't like is this always having to remember someone in a very, it's natural to mourn, grieve, these kind of things. We don't want to take this from people. But I'd rather not see a family member in a casket. The picture that I have on my altar of my brother is a very cheerful, happy picture. And that's how I want to remember him. I don't want to remember him in a, in any other way. So lighting the candle in remembrance of, having happy memories. We can't do the second line because, I don't think I can get that many musicians to come get down. But thanks to everybody that's offered their condolences and everyone that hit me up. In the midst of everything else that's going on, even when people call to congratulate me on the announcement that that was on PBS the other night with the honoring of the legends and everyone that has received a Lifetime Achievement Award. Isaac Hayes, Rosetta Tharpe, Iggy Pop, myself along with the other brothers in Public Enemy. Yeah. So people calling me with that, say, wow, it's a happy time, but it's a sad time. So right after congratulations, Griff, and then it was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear about your brother. You understand what I'm saying? It's a death is going to come to all of us. That's not something that we're going to be able to elude. But in knowing and understanding the sending off and sending back home and having the home going ceremony, I've mentioned on here several times on what I would like for me. And I hope people do remember that. And just in case you didn't know, they have these funeral rites now where your ashes can be placed in a pod. And from the pod, you bury the pod and the tree grows from the pod. That's my wishes. I have a tree on my ancestor altar. And the tree represents all of the unknown ancestors that have fought, bled, and died to make sure that we made it on this side. And their spirit is among us and we see them through. So I put a tree on my altar. I'm not a tree, a plant on my altar, and I water the plant and speak to the plant so the plant can grow. So everyone that sacrificed that we didn't know, that we don't know, we can kind of speak to the plant as remembrance of who these particular individuals are. Thanks, Quan. Really appreciate that. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a trip to one of the stores because I'm sure no one's going to let me pick a flower out of their yard or a plant out of their yard. I'm going to go to the store and purchase a separate plant and put it on the altar. For my family members. Now, I think this is family member number 6 that have passed away. Dad, mom, 2 brothers, and my 2 sisters. And what better way to come and stop at the altar and water the plant and speak to the plant in remembrance of our now ancestors. So keep in mind, our ancestors speak to us from within us. All right? Set up an altar in your home. All right? Give praise and thanks to the Creator, whatever you call the Creator. All right? That the Creator gave us those ancestors to see us through on this side. And then now, on this side in the physical realm, but now in the ancestral realm, will have to see us through. All right? I'm not going to stay on here long. In 45 minutes, I got to do the interview with Brother Rich. And that's all I had to say. And I want to make sure that you set up an ancestor altar in your home. If you do not know what an ancestor altar is, as soon as you get off of here, Google what an ancestor altar is and set it up in your home. All right. Okay. As everyone should know, the Survival Preparedness Class 3 is on December 10th. Please sign up. I've been kind of slow with getting the flyer up on the site because of what's going on. I'm in school. After this weekend, I'll graduate. The passing of my brother, and then everything else that you have to kind of deal with in life has truly been slowing me down. But I'm dedicated to Serious Minds RNTV, and I'm dedicated to raising the vibrational pitch of our people's thinking into the mind of the Creator. All right, I'm Professor Griff, Minister of Information, Public Enemy. I love y'all to life. I will speak with everyone tomorrow. We're going to have an in-depth discussion about all of those artists, music artists that are now ancestors. All right, love y'all to life. Peace.